Hello and welcome to the fifth video. In this project what we're doing is we're going to be creating a machine learning review that is able to display the top comments in our WordPress database. In this video what we're going to be doing is adding the functionality to our menu buttons, and that functionality is going to be creating our review table for our database. So let's have a quick look at what we've done so far and what we'll be doing in this video. So this is where we got to last time. What we're going to be doing is when we click on this menu button, what it should do is it's going to add our table. At the moment, if you click on it, it just takes us to this admin post. So what we're going to be doing in this video is just linking that up with our code that creates our table. Okay, so these are the 5 tasks that we'll be doing today. Do remember you can stop the video and try to do them for yourself before watching how I do them. So as you remember from the example, at the moment our admin post goes to a blank screen. What we're going to do is we're going to be linking that up now to our own code that has that functionality to that button. In that code, on that new method that we create, we're going to be creating an SQL comment statement that creates a table. We're going to be using this delta to do that, this database delta, so we're going to be using that. And then we're going to be redirecting that URL back to the main dashboard. So we're going to complete all the tasks and then redirect it so it doesn't stay at that admin post blank screen. And then we're going to add the next heading to our menu page, and then we're going to add more menu bars or more menu buttons and add that functionality to each one. So there's going to be one that runs the machine learning model, so it gets the information that we need from our widget. So this is the code that we made from our last video. Again, if you want to get this code, you can go to the links below. In each lesson I've attached the code that has been finished up from that video. So what we're going to be doing first, let's add that admin post action in our add actions or all actions. So remember, at the moment what we've done is we've sent this form to this admin post PHP file, and we've echoing this value. So what we need to do is now in our actions we need to add our own functionality to that value. So where is my all actions? There it is, it's just below it. So what we're doing is we're adding an action, and we're saying this is going to the admin post and then underscore and that create table. So again, it has to equal that same value here just after the underscore. And then what we can do is then attach a method, or we can attach a method to this hook, and so once this is called, if they go to that page, it will do this method. So what we need to do now is create a new method that we want to add our functionality to. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is create that function. So I'm going to be creating the create table method. So this should link up to that method that we've attached here, and then I can start adding the code that I want for the functionality. So again, what I need to do is I need to find the character set that our WordPress database uses, because I'm going to be using that in my SQL query. So I'm going to be using that global WordPress database, and I'm going to be using the get character set method. And what that will do is it will find out what character set the WordPress database that is installed is using. And then once I have that, I'm able to create my SQL. So you have to be very careful with this. So even though you make a correct SQL statement, the WordPress ability is a little bit more fiddly when it comes to it. So it could be, the statement could be correct, it still could produce errors if the spacing has a problem. So you have to be very careful about spacing and things like this. So what I've done is I've just put in my class objects or my class properties here, because I've named the table already up because I wanted it to make sure it's the same in from my query that I made earlier. And this is the statement now that is able to create my table using this SQL. I'm not going to go into SQL. If you're interested in finding out, I'm sure there's a few YouTube videos on that. However, this is the statement that I will use to create my table. Then once I've done that, so I've done the linking it up, designing the SQL create table, I now need to send that statement into the database to create that table. So what I need to do first is I need to get that database delta, and I need to actually locate a file within WordPress to do that. So I need to find this upgrade.php in the includes file, and then once I've included that, I can use the database delta function, and this allows us to put in these SQL statements, and then we're allowed to create or alter the database in the way we want. So at the moment we have got this button, and this button will create our table. However, we still haven't, at the moment, our URL will still be at that blank page. So I'm going to redirect that back to the main page, and I'm going to use the WordPress function here, and that is just the WordPress safe redirect, and that will allow us to redirect to a page that we want. And I'm just going to put the admin URL, which will take us back to the admin, the main page admin section. And I think it's always a good idea when doing this is to exit. So it'll take us back, and then it'll exit the page that we're on. So that will complete this one. So the last thing that we need to do is we just need to add the headings for our next section in that template. So we need to go back to that add template section here, and we need to add the next heading that we'll be using to add our next button. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert some trial data, so we can mess around with some trial data, and then that allow us to design the widget front end with that trial data. So let's add that. So again, I'm just going to be using that escaping from PHP, then inserting the HTML that I want, and then I can bring back the PHP for closing up that method. So hopefully that's added that title. So let's have a look at what that'll look like in the WordPress, and let's see if that adds our table to the database. Okay, so we're at the WordPress backend. We have the button, we have the new headings. If we click on it now, it takes us back to the admin page, so something's happened. If we go back, it says the table was added. So if we go into it now, and we go into WordPress, we can see our table has been added to the WordPress database. So we have now added a button that, when clicked, allows us to create our own table. So we've done quite a lot in this video, so let's ask some concept checking questions to see if you're able to if you grasped everything that we talked about in this video. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot of new concepts. Join me in the second video where I ask questions about those concepts, so it allows you to cement the knowledge that you've learned in this video, and it means that in later projects that you'll be able to easily recall them. So do try and check out the next video where I ask these questions. So in this video, what we've done is we're now able to add multiple buttons to our menu page. So hopefully you're able to do that now and you understand all the different concepts that we use. Have a look at my other projects. I've made a couple of others like the matrix animation and the Valentine's Day plugin. So have a look if you want to look at more animation in terms of WordPress. If you are enjoying these videos, please subscribe, as I'm going to be releasing videos every week. Leave a comment and like, and I'll see you in the next video.